us today at TrankerTopia.com.
All Ponzi schemes feel good while they work. That's why people buy into them. It feels good.
Hey, we're on.
You ask the question, what will do good? Rather than what feels good, you leave the light. That's all you have to ask.
Hear the entire episode.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Dr. Nick.
Chad Bianco's going to be at that IE thing. That's good.
Conservative convention? Cool.
Here we go.
By the Gunslinger shops. Hello, Mr.
America and all the ships at sea. You're listening to Gunslingers, brought to you from behind the Iron Curtain on Radio Free California.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Gunslingers right here on
The Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network.
That's us.
Yeah.
From San Diego to San Francisco, including Excremento. From
and
LA
down.
to Phoenix to Vegas. There's an IE station in there somewhere.
Yeah, sir.
We got California pretty much covered.
We got it locked. We're in our neighboring states, and we are all over the internet. So that means worldwide, folks, on your YouTube, Facebook Live, X, Rumble, and Instagram now. So just look up Gunslinger Auctions or Gunslinger Radio and find us.
Don't forget to like and share.
And subscribe. If you're not subscribed yet, jump on so you don't miss a single show. We do this every week live, folks.
And understand, I said that not knowing what the hell I'm talking about.
You did it, though.
I did
You
it.
did it.
I've been told. I know how to behave. I've had lessons. Okay, so anyway, guys, ready? It's next weekend.
Already.
Already. April 12th. It's this coming Saturday. That's our next auction, guys. If you haven't gone to gunslingerauctions.com, there's the catalog. All you do is go there. There's a box that says bid now. No, you don't have to bid.
It doesn't take any info from you at all.
Just there you go. It's on the screen if you guys are on the internet or inner cheese or web or boss or whatever. I don't know what that stupid computer thing. Anyway, you click on that. It'll take you right to the catalog. Now, we actually have two catalogs up. Let me explain this.
Tell.
There's a main catalog at the top. What that is our auction. That will be the live part. Now, we liquidated a pawn shop 150, 200 guns from them, and those we had a handful of handguns that cannot be sold in California.
Well.
And for those of you that have been to my auction in the past, when we get a gun that can't be sold in California, it sucks because everybody in the audience can't do anything. They want to bid or they want to look or
They're
whatever.
licking their chops, waiting for their turn.
And we have to sit there and wait for the internet, which can take a while. So what we did was we combined all of the ones that are not for sale in California and we put them in a timed auction separate.
Hey.
Yeah, so that's why there's two of those this time. So if you're, I think police officers are eligible
Exempt,
for those. Yeah, retired no, but active police officers you can bid in on those, but you have to do it online and so on. But the main catalog is the first one. We've got over 600. I think it's like 625 lots. I told everybody 500, no more. So we're at 625.
625.
Yeah.
We always break our own limits. That's what we do.
And we're going to be over 600 each day for the June auctions, which
that's 1,200 guns in 2 days, folks.
for the 7th and 8th, and we're going to be missing a whole bunch of our crew, which is going to be really interesting.
You're working light.
Yeah, John and Annie will be gone for a bit on some personal stuff, and of course, Jason had his baby this week.
Congratulations, Jay.
Yeah,
Love you, man.
yeah, he had his baby, so he's disappeared because people can't just have babies anymore. They have to have babies and take 6 months off. Don't really understand it. I had a whole bunch of them. I went to work the next day, but that's all. So there's that, and then oh man.
I mean,
a lot of stuff happening this week,
and that means that with all the stuff we've been taking in Militaria Bay on gunslingerauctions.com, it is chock full of stuff you guys can take a look at and actually bid on right now and buy and purchase. So anything gun related is going to be up there. So a lot of bit of everything, folks.
And we had a couple of sad deaths this week. One happened today. Jay North.
Oh.
Yeah, the little Dennis the Menace TV show kid who was kind of a tragic figure. He was a star of a TV show and then, never amounted to I think he made like a Tarzan type movie in the later 60s, but other than that, he just made the talk show circuit talking about how awful Hollywood is to kids. Well, it is to everybody. Let's face it.
I mean, it's not some place that it welcomes you with open arms.
They welcome you with open arms. Unfortunately, then they bend you over, and
those open arms become crooked fists.
Something else opened. Yeah. So there's that, and then of course Val Kilmer passed away.
Oh, what a tragedy! Yeah, I know he's been dealing with a lot in the last couple of years.
He had some cancer issues. I guess he died from pneumonia, and of course. For folks that listen to this show, I mean, there is only one Doc Holliday now. Right. There's been 10,000 movies about, the shootout at OK Corral and such, but there's only one Doc Holliday. It's a bummer too because the Kevin Costner movie. While the movie was terrible and Costner couldn't have been worse. Randy Quaid? Dennis Quaid.
Dennis
played. I thought probably the most legitimate version of Doc Holliday ever. He was just tiny and skinny and disgruntled and angry. And I would think a guy that he was going to die very early probably fit that bill pretty well.
Absolutely, right? You're going to go, might as well go out in a
so I thought Dennis Quaid, not so good as Jerry Lee Lewis, but I thought he did a great job as
he knew how to use his heel though. Come on.
Yeah. and of course the tombstone, there's so many quotables from Val Kilmer.
Back to back to back.
Why, Kate, you're not wearing a bustle. How rude.
2 guns.
Yeah, I have 2 guns, one for each of you. From start of the movie all the way to the very end. Why, Johnny Ringo? You look like somebody just walked over your grave.
See, and he's one of the biggest highlights of the entire movie. I know there's so many great things, but you remember him. You remember every scene.
He literally walked away and stole that entire movie, and no nomination. That goes to show you how stupid Hollywood is.
But other than that,
just about every time I start a shooter, I've got you're supposed to say shooter ready, stand by. I always say when.
Say when.
Now I have my own little thing with Val Kilmer. Back in the late 80s, well, maybe 1990 to 1993, I had my band, The Trip, of course, and we did everything under the sun in the 60s. But I had a second band called Riders on the Storm, where, guess what we did?
Surprise!
Yeah, go figure. We were a Doors cover band way back before. There was only us and another one, Wild Child, at that time. And Val used to come watch me at the Whiskey. And it was really interesting because, believe it or not, in 1990, before Tombstone and The Doors and all these other movies, he was just, aren't you that guy from Willow?
That's still a classic movie. I don't.
Kind of, but the little guy kind of stole the Willow. And,
Well, he was the main character.
Yeah, so he kind of stole that movie. But we're there, and then we see him, and it's like, hey, that's that dude from Willow. What's he doing here? And he's kind of growing the hair and doing, and then they came out with the movie.
Boom.
So, and I thought he did a great job. I thought that movie was horrendous.
I was of the age at the time where that was. I remember. I actually specifically yelling to my dad that we had to go to the
Go see it?
We had to go rent it.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Down at Blockbuster?
Down at Rusty's Video in Chino. That's what it was. Rusty's, old Rusty's.
Man, I tell you. Yeah, so anyway, it's a shame, but,
Yeah, absolutely. But
that wheel spins every day, and just try not to have your name at the top.
Yep.
And speaking of that, let's get to Richard
Let's
at
go.
the airport. Richard, how are you? Don't you love my segues to Richard?
Every time. Classic.
What's going on, Richard?
Good evening, you spring-loaded gunslingers.
Bing, bang,
Thank you,
boom.
Tony.
Here we go.
But I wanted to talk about what's your opinion of using wad cutter ammunition for close-range defense?
Not so much. Here, a wad cutter, for those that don't know, they used to call them dum-dum bullets, which is just as dumb a name as you could possibly come up with.
It literally has it in the name.
It's just as bad as snub nose, which is another. It's just a thorn in my side. Like calling a magazine a clip. It's like, no. A clip goes in your hair. A magazine goes in a gun. Yeah, but anyway, for defense, not so good. What wad cutter ammo was designed for was literally to cut a hole
into paper.
Yeah, into paper, a round hole, and it's a very short bullet. Most of the bullet goes inside the casing, and just a little tiny button comes out the front, and it cuts a really nice round circle into paper. That
looks good.
Yeah, that's what those were really made for. So as defense, I would not use that. Alrighty.
So you don't think it would have good knockdown power?
No, I do not. Usually, they only, 38s is kind of the only thing you ever see those in, and there's so many plus P38s that you could use.
Better
Richard,
options.
Yeah, Richard, I talked too long. We got to go. What's your joke?
Okay, you guys are outdoorsmen. What is the difference between beer nuts and deer nuts?
Beer nuts and deer nuts.
I give.
Okay, beer nuts are going to cost you about $2.25, but you can get deer nuts under $1.
Hey! That's one of your best.
Richard, we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks,
Have a good
Richard.
one.
Thanks,
You too.
take
God
care.
bless you, sir.
Oh, that was just so bad to end.
But that's the thing. It's one of its best.
Yeah, that was really one of Richard's best jokes so far. Under $1. I got your buck right
Yes,
there.
sir.
Anyway, you're listening to Gunslingers right here on
The Gunslinger Syndicated Radio
and
Network.
we'll be back with Rick from the CRPA right after this.
Yes, sir. Clips are best suited for paper.
Yeah, or in your hair. I like in your hair.
My staff and I have decades of experience and knowledge, and we'll give you great advice on your firearms and informed insights on what firearms
I had so many things planned to do today, and I didn't get to half of them because one of them took me so damn long. It took me hours to change 2 stupid taillights in a 51 Merc.
Jeez.
That was the screwiest thing I've ever seen in my life. It was
GunslingerAuctions.com. Again, everybody with me, GunslingerAuctions.com.
There she was, just walking down the street saying, tapping her fingers and shuffling her feet saying, everybody, she looked good, she looked fine, looked good, she looked fine, and she didn't lost my mind.
I've already lost my mind.
Oh, it's been gone.
Welcome back, everybody, to Gunslingers right here on.
The Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network. Come on.
Let's get to our friend Rick at the CRPA. Rick, how are you?
Welcome back.
Thank you so much.
Always
and I'll be going back to Excremento early in the morning.
Oh,
so
look
much
at
fun.
that.
so sorry to hear.
Yeah, wear some boots while you go out there.
So we've got a lot going on this week, so I'm going to go over some things just so everybody knows. Huge week for CRPA. We have our Capital Day, our first of two. This one is the one that has youth, men, women, and then we have a second one that will be coming up late summer, which will be only the women of our new CRPA program will be going up and lobbying on behalf of the fastest growing group within the firearms industry, as you know, Jeff, and that's women. So both of those are really good news. We're fighting still several bills. We unfortunately, in Assembly Public Safety, was not able to get Assembly Bill 1092 across. That was done by Leticia Castillo, who is heard throughout Southern California. Has been a guest on the other radio show that works with your radio show. But we fought really hard to get that one across, and just couldn't do it. Assembly Public Safety shut us down on a 7-2 vote along party lines. And instead, they're going to try to ramrod a different CCW bill through that will actually make it harder for everybody to get a CCW. So we're going to be fighting that bill this week. We're also going to be fighting a couple other bills that are designed to turn the FSC, which is the Firearms Safety Certificate, into a gun license, and also now requiring you to have to go do a live fire exercise before you can even apply for a FFC, which would be really hard if you don't already own a firearm.
Jeez.
Unbelievable.
I mean, stop you before you can even get started type of deal.
So lots of crazy bills going on, lots of crazy things coming down. We're trying to figure out what's going on in the pipeline. We're still waiting to hear on the national level what President Trump and Attorney General Bondi are going to do on some of the Second Amendment issues, and so that's tying up some court cases and giving us all a little bit of pins and needles right now. So April is a tough month because they have to get the bills out of the House of Origin. So like if it's in the Assembly, they have to get over to the Senate and vice versa. So we're going to be battling every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for the next few weeks.
Wow. I mean, like these last few years that you've been fighting, you've been busy as all heck. Now that you have some offense, now you're doing double work, it seems like, or quadruple work, I guess as it is.
Right. Yeah, it's a pleasure to do this because I believe in it and I believe in the people. Probably the most heartening thing for me, Jimmy, has been you guys on this radio station fighting side by side with me every week. I cannot express enough gratitude for that. But also the fact that, I'm going to be greeted on Tuesday afternoon and Wednesday morning by about 50 volunteers that have pulled the money out of their own pocket to be there at the Capitol and lobby for the rights of all 9+ million gun owners, which is just fantastic. And it's even more so when you realize that the opposition will be facing, which will outnumber us, has been paid for by your taxpayer dollars through programs like USAID and others. That is the heartening part of it for me, is we have people who care enough to stand up and fight for their rights, and that group is growing. And when Jeff and I first started talking on radio shows, that wasn't the case.
No, very true.
And it's such a thing that these are actual citizens fighting for the rights, not paid actors doing a job just to rile people up and find discourse within the citizenship. This is an amazing thing.
And it's incredible. And, I get notes every week of some of these people that are going out and meeting on Fridays, their assembly members and senators, and confronting them. These aren't, going to meet somebody that agrees with you. They're going to meet the opposition. And they're talking to them and telling them no, you have people in your districts that don't agree with you, and this is why we don't agree with you, and they're keeping that pressure up, and I get to hear about that in the Capitol.
And yes.
It's funny, too, because if you walked up to a conservative that was out protesting and asked him, why are you here? They'll tell you why they're here. But you see, guys, I mean, Charlie Kirk almost makes a living out of going out and asking these people on the left, what are they protesting? They have no clue.
No.
They're just there.
No, they have their emotions about things, but when they reach facts, they get shut down so quickly, and then that's where we need to be. We need to be prepared to give them answers that give them nowhere to run anymore, folks.
Well, I can tell you on the CCW bill, it was shocking that the chair, who's Assembly Member Schultz, said when we told him, hey, by moving it from 2 years to 4 years, you would lower the cost for the people and also give law enforcement a bit of a break so they could, service more CCW accounts and do a better job. And his reply after we had testified that there were many of single parents, mostly women, people of color, various ethnic groups that just, it's a choice of food or the firearm and they can't afford it. His comment was, well, we're not doing this, but you know what? Maybe what we should do is raise the fees even higher, so people know.
And it's these people, like these small groups, these groups that they say they advocate for and that they're fighting for. And in all honesty, what they're trying to do is suppress them and keep them down. So they're in necessity. They need these people to fight for them when they're fighting for themselves, and they're showing it right now. So, yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, for anybody listening, it was very appalling to see just how in the open, despite everything we said in this last election, they're just doubling down. So we have to double down right back.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
what we're doing.
Yeah, I wish we had our money like they have our money.
I wish we could.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. So do I. So we have to figure out ways to try to keep them from getting to our money and win whenever we can. And so we have some wins coming up, and I'll be happy to tell you once we get them finished.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
You know what? Real fast, because I know we had a question on YouTube and stuff. It's kind of perhaps maybe a little bit out of our range of what we speak about here. It says, ask Rick if Trump Bondi going after the Ninth Circuit Courts of Appeal in California yet. Is there? Can we say anything upon that? If there's any maybe on the horizon?
I think it's fair. I mean, the biggest thing it was hard to lose him in the assembly because he was a good guy, but it's a big win for all of us, and that was having the new attorney for the Central District here in the Ninth Circuit be appointed, which was Bill Saley. So we lost him in the assembly, which we'll now have a special election to replace him, but he is dogged and determined in answers to Attorney General Bondi, and having him within the Ninth Circuit should start to turn some things around, because then the judges have to look to some of those U.S. attorneys that are inside the district and have to follow suit with the administration. So getting some strong people like Bill Saley now as one of the deputy attorney generals is an incredible move that should help start to change some things in the Ninth Circuit.
Okay, look at that. Okay, so they're...
And now I'm going to...
Here it goes.
Here we go.
Anything?
Nope.
How come?
It would be my time on the radio if I get kicked with that question. So I look forward to it.
Of course, we're talking about this nonsensical
11%
tax.
tax. I will tell you, I had somebody earlier this week tell me that when they met with Assemblyman Jackie Irwin, she absolutely had no idea that, when you figured out all the fees, it could be as high as 40% for purchasing different firearms. And she was like, that's wrong. That should have never happened. And the person in her office said, you think? Because you voted for it. And so it's like a lot of things that once they go through and we tell them what they did, they just either are or feign very well shock at what they did.
Well, we got to pass this bill so we can read it.
Right.
Yeah.
I know. This is why we don't do politics too much, because it's just mind-boggling at the stupidity of them.
I mean, we've brought up that how convoluted and how fake they can be about making these arguments and all this, and then this is just another point on black and white paper about how ridiculous it is.
Yeah. Well, and again, this is why you don't have your butcher be your airplane pilot.
No.
It's because they don't know what they're doing. And that's what the people in Excremento are doing with all these laws. They just, I know. I'll be even more crazy than this guy, and I'll make this, and I'll say this, and we'll do this. And then people look at you, what the hell are you talking about?
Well, a lot of it is people that receive money like Giffords and Brady and Everytown and Moms of Demand Action, and they bring stuff in by their attorneys that half of their, like as Jimmy said earlier, half their quote volunteers aren't volunteers, they're actors, they're people that are being paid to be there. And in a sense, so are some of those politicians, because they're taking big checks into their campaign coffers from those groups, and so they run their legislation, and they don't even know what it does or how it works, and that's obvious by some of the bills that we're pointing out this week.
All right, Rick.
Gee.
You got a yeoman's job in front of you. If anybody wants to donate their time, join, or donate some money to you, how do they get hold of you?
CRPA.org. And if they have questions, they can reach out to us at contact@crpa.org. And God bless both of you guys.
Thank you, sir. Same to you.
So
and
much.
good luck up there in Excremento. Like Jimmy said, wear tall boots.
Yes.
All right. Take care, guys.
All right, Rick. We'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Okay, guys. I know. Back to doom and gloom. Okay, so now's the time.
Yes, it's time for you guys to call in. You're going to want to start it at 866-870-5752 at 866-870-5752. And yes, we are all over the internet and all. So if you're on YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, X, Instagram, leave your comment or question there. We'll get right to it, and we're already doing our best. Come on, let's go.
Give us a call. You're listening to Gunslingers right here on
The Gunslingers Syndicated Radio Network.
And we'll be right back.
Yeah.
On a long summer day.
You heard me talk about Relief Factor and how so many people enjoy a better, more pain.
Yeah, baby.
What's the song we used to do, Jimmy?
What song?
I'm just going to hold it. I like to hold it. It's a bitchin' guitar. Look how pretty that thing is. Can you see all the ebony and stuff? It's all ebony inlaid all the way around the sound hole, where it says Martin. She's pretty. Well, if you want to sing out, sing out. And if you want to be free, be free. And there's a million things to be, you know that there are. And if you want to be high, be high. And if you want to be low, be low. 'Cause there's a million ways to grow, you know that there are. You can do what you want, the opportunity's on, and you can find it okay, and you can do it today, and you can make it all true, or you can make it undo. You see, it's easy, you only need to know. So if you want to say yes, say yes. And if you want to say no, say no. But there's a million things to know. You know that there are, you know that there are. Oh, man. I am so rusty on this thing. I brought this down because I wanted to show Kevin. Oh. Who's singing this one? Not me. Yeah, we got a minute to go. So. Let's see. Ha! Okay, you ready? Trouble. Oh, trouble, can't you see? You're taking my heart away, and there's
AM 870, theanswer.com. AM 870, The Answer.
Oh, trouble, set me free. I have seen your face, and it's too much for me. I've seen your eyes. I can see death disguise hanging on me, hanging on me. Okay,
Are we on?
I don't know.
Hey, welcome back.
Radio show, right?
No, we're playing guitar.
We
and
are
singing.
playing and-
Oh, jeez. Okay, hey, welcome back.
Welcome back, guys. Excuse us.
Oh, yeah, well, you know, what are you going to do?
Well,
okay.
this is...
Hey, you know what? It's time for phone calls. What's
Yes,
the number,
it is.
Jimmy?
You guys want to call in at 866-870-5752. Once again, 866-870-5752.
Give us a call. You want to talk about guns? You want to talk about what gun you should buy today? What gun, your first gun ever? What should you wear when you go into a gun shop? What kind of questions should you ask? Give us a call. You got paperwork problems? Paperwork questions?
Have you checked out the catalog yet? Tell us what's on your list already. Let us know.
Give us a call. What's the number?
Again, that's 866-870-5752.
All right. And apparently we went out on the air. We were doing stuff because at the bottom of the hour is a long break. And I was going to actually do a little guitar stuff for the next intro, and I screwed that up.
You guys got a little taste of what's coming up. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, what else is new?
Yeah, baby.
Anyway, so back to catalog stuff. So next Saturday, there's one lot in there that's so cool. It's 3 Colts. One.
Oh yes.
I think it's a 3-inch, a 5.5, and a 7.5, all nickel plated. Factory nickel with beautiful bird's head grips on them. It's a set. We're selling all for one money.
All three
for one money.
Yeah, one's at 4 1/4. I mean 4 3/4, 5.5, a 5 and a 5.5.
Is that what it is? Okay,
and
okay.
7.5.
Okay, for some reason I was thinking it was the short.
Oh no, yeah, you were close enough, right?
Yeah.
No, but yeah, those are going already really nice, really
getting good
really
money for
swell, and but for those type of deals, I mean, come on, you're not looking at anything of poor choice.
Yeah, we've got over and unders. We've got semi-autos. We've got handguns galore. We've got a SIG P210, supposed to be one of the finest 9mm ever made.
If you guys have a liken to 1911s, 1908s on here, you guys are gonna be drooling. Let's go.
Yeah, we have a longtime customer, good friend, private collector of high-end military firearms, and he brought us some 1903s and some 1908s. Just unbelievable stuff with Colt letters, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, if you guys are into Colts, period, and you want to get the different flavors of any type of Colt out there, you want to go long, you want to go short, you want to go... We've got them on here. You're going to want to look at them. Come on, folks.
Again, that's gunslingerauctions.com.
.com.
I was going to say, give us a call. But you know what? What the hell's going on with the phones?
Well, I mean, let's see what's going on online. We have all of our good friends on there. Kirk, always on there. Melissa, Farmer Tice. If you guys have any questions about what's going on, if you guys have any comments on what Rick was saying in the last segment, let us know what's going on. We have Hendo on there. Freebird.
No.
But no, so on any of the platforms, you guys can leave your questions and your comments on there. We're live on Rumble, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, X, and I'm going through as many of the comments and questions as I can. So let us know what's going on there, folks.
This week, actually, yesterday, a couple of things, good and bad, happened yesterday. One of the good things, a gentleman came in with a World War II bomber jacket.
Ooh-wee.
It gets way better than this. The original plane, still painted on the back, 40 bombs. That means 40 times.
Whoa.
That gentleman went up in the air over Germany.
Literal
40.
history.
That's 40. Yeah, and we got that in for September auction.
Oh man. See, and that's not, we're not just great firearms dealers here. We got it all. You guys are looking for what you
I had a gentleman call me last week, said he had about 25 Remington statues, bronze statues he wants to bring in. I mean, where do you find stuff like this? You know, well, I can tell you, GunslingerAuctions.com.
And again, that is we deal in firearms and all that, and then we have, if you're looking for accessories, if you're looking for anything to kind of artwork, anything to decorate that man cave, Military Bay, at GunslingerAuctions.com. Go on there, check it out. Let us know what you like. What else do you want to see on there? What type of dealios do you need to freshen up that man cave?
Well, of course, Raja always brings in jewelry. So we get jewelry, we get paintings. I had a guy call me this week. He has a World War II Jeep he wants to bring in.
We're hitting everything, folks.
I tell you, you remember last week I was saying we're pretty much booking for September. Mm-hmm. As of this week, September's half done.
Jeez.
It's half full. Stuff is coming from everywhere.
We just started in April. This is our April auction. We have a 2-day coming in June.
And it's over full.
And we're already more than halfway done for September, folks. So if you want to get them in this year, you better get your feet a-moving and come on in or give us a call.
Yeah, we get calls all the time. And, you know, while we appreciate it, people call and they say, hey, you got an auction coming up. You got any room? How about no?
Not today.
So if right now, like I said, we're half full for September. So if you want to get stuff in, I highly recommend you do it. We had a nice lady call yesterday. Said she had about 150 guns, and she's thinking it's time to husband's gone and it's time to move them on. I said, bring them on in. She goes, well, you think we can get them in April?
No. If you would have told us last year.
Well, when's the next one? I said, well, the next one is in June, but it's full. And I said, both days, they're just, no more than 500. I think we're at 650 each day.
Come on.
And so that one's full, and we're booking for September. She goes, oh, I got plenty of time. Then I said, no, you really don't. I mean, if you want to get them into September, get them in soon.
Yeah, if you need them in the catalog. We don't care if you have 2 or 2,000. Yeah. We want to get you in as soon as possible so you can reap the benefits of having them in this beautiful large catalog and getting them promoted everywhere. I mean, like we said, we're not just we don't just do live bids. We are a live auction house and all, but we do phone bids. We do sealed bids. We're not just working with proxy bid anymore.
As of yesterday, you ready for this?
Come on.
Ben put a new button on the computer. It's right there, I think. Right there. Yeah, the one that's blinking. You can now do absentee bids online.
Look at that, and that means that no lost paperwork. I talked to so and so, and they were supposed to take my information now. No, we're getting this down on hard paper. We're getting this down online, so we're keeping track of everything you need, guys. Come on.
So, you know what? Give us a call. Let's get to Robert in Sherman Oaks. Robert, how are you?
I'm good, guys. How are you?
Good.
Enjoying my Sunday evening with my cocktail and listening to you guys.
Thank you, sir.
You and Jimmy.
Hey, thank you.
I was just down there yesterday and taking a look at. I went to the first auction I went to. I didn't put my hands on stuff. Mm-hmm. So I went down and I saw I was there and Jeff, how's your back? You said your back was hurting.
Well, you know what, Robert, between you and me, my back was bothering me, but about 10:30 yesterday morning, I got hit with vertigo. And so it was an unpleasant day for me all the way around. Because
no, you were sitting in your chair with your boots up on the desk.
Yeah,
like that's how you have to do it, bud.
Yeah, because if I moved, everything was moving with me.
I really enjoyed. I was there, and there's like these 3 or 4 old timers sitting next to the door.
Oh yeah,
just chatting about stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, I need a gunsmith. Those guys were distracting me. They're so entertaining.
Yeah, every Saturday we call them the Grumpy Lunch Bunch.
The regulars.
I tell you, these guys were great. I was listening, and everyone's talking, and and it was so great.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was the one with the binder, which I actually make. I print everything out. I bind it up at Kinko's with yellow tabs coming everywhere.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, I am not going to tell you what I want to bid on because I don't want any other listeners to know what I want.
I don't blame you.
Smart.
I'm sorry, but you guys are really awesome, and it's funny. There's a couple of these firearms in here that is like, oh, I have a lot of ammo. I got to buy the gun for this. I have the ammo. I got to buy the gun.
Robert, you'd be surprised how often I get bids from people who just can't wait for their particular item to come up, and they get bored. Oh. And the next thing you know, their hand's just up, and they don't even know why they did it. They just did. Oh, damn! Why did it be? Oh crap! I just
instinct. What? How dare you?
Yeah.
I did that at your last auction I went to, and I'm like, oh my god, that's cheap. I just flipped up my thing. My bidding thing, I got a Browning over-under, which I always wanted for my kid because my neighbor had them, growing up. And then there was a 20 gauge semi-auto because I have a lot of 20 gauge and all this other stuff that I've acquired. And I'm like, I need more. I need more guns this way and that way and this and that. And it's just. I have. I was able to acquire ammo throughout my. I'm 50 in my 50s. Like, oh well, I have this Russian. I have to have the gun for that.
I understand.
I love those equations.
I love that. And all my buddies love that. It's like, you mean you're buying a gun just for the ammo you have? I'm like, well, yeah, I got 400 rounds of this ammo. I want that.
Robert, 27 years. I've never been here for things people need. It's for things people want.
Yes, sir.
No, and really, and by the way, those 3 Colts, those are so beautiful,
aren't they?
Oh, they're gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh,
they sure are. They sure
grips
are.
on those bad boys alone are just beautiful.
Those things. I'm just like, ooh, it says what, 4,000 to 6,000.
Yeah, and they'll get there. They'll get there. And I'm like, I look at myself. I'm like, I want those. It's like, okay, what do I do? Am I going to cut my kids off? Hey, you got to make sacrifices sometimes.
Everyone does.
Robert, we're coming up on a hard break. We got to go.
By the way, you guys are so awesome. I really appreciate you.
Thank you.
All you guys. I love the show. I tell my friends all the time about you guys.
Appreciate
Thank you
that
so much.
This is. I literally changed dinner. I no longer have dinner dates or dinner situations on a Sunday because I have to listen to you guys.
Thank you,
and watch you guys.
Thank
you guys
you.
are awesome. Keep up the good work.
Thanks, Robert. We'll talk to you later.
God bless.
We'll see you
Saturday.
Saturday.
You, sir. Thank you. Now, our audience, thank you guys. You guys are the best.
Yep.
You guys are the reason for this show.
So give us a call. What's the number?
866-870-5752.
All right. You're listening to Gunslingers and Jefferson Airplane, and we'll be back right after this.
Yes, sir.
Today.
Robert wants us to play some Ventura Highway. We're getting requests now.
I don't remember it. Oh, here comes Kevin. He knows it.
So every once in a while, I'm going to throw in some of the photos that you sent me.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
So that's on screen right now.
Oh, look at that. The
Because
Helms.
last week you talked like for a segment on the Helms Bakery truck.
Yeah, I did.
So
that's her right there.
So every once in a while, I'll
Stay.
start popping those in that lower corner.
Cool. 12th at gunslingerauctions.com. That's gunslingerauctions.com. Again, gunslingerauctions.com.
What a drag it is getting old.
things are different today. I hear every mother say. I don't remember the word. Something about seal and wax. I don't know. Anyway, welcome back to Gunslingers right here on
the Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network.
And I was just informed by Kevin that for those of you that are tuning in, he's going to start putting up some pictures of my cars.
Oh, yeah. So if you're looking online right now.
Well, there's one last week we talked about the Helms Bakery and the Helms trucks. That's my 1960 online there. And I've got a 63 split window vet that's absolutely gorgeous, done by my friend Vinny. My two mechanics, Vinny and Louie. And my doctor, Dr. Vinny Boom Bots.
Old Moose and Knuckles.
Yeah. Hey, Moose. Hey, what is it? Moose and Rocco. Hey, Moose. Hey, Rocco. Help the judge find his wallet, will you? Anyway, so we talked about it for quite a while. Vinny did a great job on that car because what had happened, a longtime customer, dear friend of mine, name of DL, he had been diagnosed with a bad thing, and he bought that in 1969 from the Helms going out of business auction, and he had it and he used it for 1,000 years as a hunting truck. It had every Ronco, do you remember in the 70s and 80s, those,
yes.
Get your CB radio here from Ronco.
And Blender.
Yeah, and he had every goofy-ass device you could possibly imagine in this thing. When we literally gutted every wire out of it, it took 2 full trash cans.
Come on.
It was incredible, the amount of crapoleum that was in this truck.
It's like a surprise how much he could fit in there like that.
So we went and got an I Did It kit and we rewired the car, and now she purrs and hums. But of all the cars that I have, and I've got some pretty nice cars, that car gets more attention than all of them. Hands down, far and away.
Easy.
And it just cracks me up. People, I'm driving it down the freeway. People honk and they wave and everybody's videoing me. And they want to hear the hoot hoot.
The toot.
And I do have one. I've got 2 versions. I've got the original, which is 2 Helms pie plates. And a handle. I've got that one, and I've got the one that went around their neck. Unfortunately, on the freeway, you can't hear either one of them. All right, let's get to Christopher in Los Angeles. Christopher, what can we do for you?
Good evening, gentlemen. My quick question. I'm interested in buying a firearm, specifically a 380 for protection.
Mm-hmm.
I live in a bad neighborhood. But unfortunately, I have a record. Always charged, but never fully convicted for stupid, assault on police officer, violating restraining orders, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing in the last 10 years. But my question is, how would that play into when they look up my background, excuse me, when they determine if I'm eligible or not?
Well, I have a feeling you're going to get flagged. When you say never quite convicted, exactly what does that mean?
Yes.
I mean, you either were, there's do or don't do. There's no try. So were you or were you not?
Always either rejected the case or they dropped, like the assault on the police officers in Venice were dropped down to what happened was the guy pulled out a shotgun on me. I took the shotgun from him, and so they dropped it down to a drunk in public.
Okay.
And but the violent restraining order was in Santa Barbara.
And was this a domestic thing or just?
Yeah, it was an ex-girlfriend, an ex-psycho girlfriend.
Okay, and while I won't argue with you about that, because we all know women. I'll just leave it there.
We all know women. Their own death.
Yeah, I don't want to get my own butt in trouble here. So, if that's going to be a sticky wicket, because believe it or not, California says 10 years, but the feds say forever.
Yeah.
So here's what you do: you go to the California Department of Justice website, and we talked about this last week. There's a space in there where you can do a background check on yourself. You don't have to tie up a firearm going into a gun shop or anything like that. You can get a background check on yourself. Go get that done, or do it, on your computer at home. Get that done and see if it comes back yay or nay. If it comes back yay, hop on into a gun shop and get yourself a firearm. Call us back, and I'll talk about what 380s you should get. If it comes back negative, then you are SOL.
And we always recommend, because we are not lawyers here.
Yeah.
We are not that you find yourself a good 2A lawyer to see if any of that has been expunged, any of that has fallen off at all, and that maybe they can place your case out there and maybe help you.
Yeah, Chuck Michelle and Associates down in Long Beach is a real good one.
Bruce
Kolodny out in Riverside area is another good one. So there's a couple of leads for you. I would. You're in LA, so I would try Chuck first. He's also the president of the California Rifle and Pistol Association.
Exactly.
So you can
The website again is California Department.
it's ca.doj.gov.
Yes,
is where you start. Okay. So give that a.
Jeff, thank you guys. It's always a pleasure listening to you guys each and every Sunday evening.
I appreciate that. And hey, listen, when you get your yay or nay, let us know.
Yeah, keep us up to date.
I will. I'm thinking of Smith & Wesson 380.
The little bodyguard?
Yeah, just for protection.
Sure.
You know, I live in a rough neighborhood.
I've got a bodyguard myself.
Yeah, I think I do too somewhere. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Have a good evening. Thank you.
Okay,
you too. God bless you, and good luck to you.
Yeah, it's a tough call. When you get the domestic violence thing anywhere,
I mean, that's an automatic type of red flag.
Yeah,
and those are hard to fight in any type of conviction, especially because if you're not in contact with that person anymore, if it's that long ago and they can't give you any type of help, kind of escaping that, then you're kind of SOL, like you said.
Yeah, so that's a tough one. Let's get to Ed in Pahrump, Nevada.
Yeah.
Ed, what can we do for you?
Evening, Ed.
Oh, I was wondering, what do you think all this tariff stuff is going to do to firearms? And I wonder if that applies not just to new, but I would assume used too? Or
no, it wouldn't have anything to do with used because they're already here. I think what it'll do is it will just raise American-made firearms sales. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It might raise the price of guns coming from the other countries, but you know what? Nothing wrong with buying American.
No, and then
well, I was going to spend $100,000 on some Krieghoff shotgun, so I guess I won't do that.
Get it while you can, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, I got an auction this weekend. You should probably take a look at my catalog too.
Yeah. So, but that is a good thing. Is that maybe with the halt of maybe a lot of exports coming in, we can raise the quality and the standard of our homemade, our nation-made firearms, and maybe start expanding more and letting us have pretty much a good swath of firearms that we can use in and partake in.
Well, remember that the Subaru Brat? There was a little
goofy little car,
and it had two seats in the back facing. The reason they had that was that wouldn't have the 25% customs duty. It was considered a passenger car. That's why they stuck those two seats in the bed of it. I mean, so they have all sorts of gimmicks to try and avoid the tariffs, and some work and some don't. I mean, so you could import parts and assemble them here. I don't know how. I mean, they punch the numbers about how much domestic labor and content and this and that. I mean, it gets really into the weeds.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, yeah. Well, by the way, not to do a shameless plug, but if you want to know what's happening in Nevada, and they do cover some Second Amendment stuff, Nevada News and Views. It's a kind of a little website that a friend of mine has. But thanks for coming up here for the big gun show. You plan to open a branch up in Tonopah or Reno or something?
I'm talking with some friends, and I think it's called Boulder City. It's just out. It's
the dam.
Yeah, it's just out of Vegas proper, and some cowboy action shooting friends of mine we're discussing a few things. We're going to kind of start with doing some gun brokering stuff, because we get stuff in all the time that you can't have in California. So as soon as we get it, we're just shipping it off. I've got a letter that says I'm working as an agent with them on their FFL, so we can take it in and ship it. We ship it out same day, and then it goes over there and we sell it through there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they got a shooting area out there, and they have a veterans home out there too. It's a nice area.
Yeah.
They used to not allow alcohol and gambling out there. I think they allow alcohol now, but no gambling. But nice area, and a very mellow place, and close to Arizona too. So it's just Arizona and Utah and whatever. We'll keep up the good work, and hopefully we'll see you up here because you probably have a good market here because you get the Utah and Idaho people down here in the Nevada area as well.
Yeah.
So it's a sort of a central location.
We're like a weed. We keep spreading.
Yeah.
All right, Ed. Thanks for the call.
Boy, what accounts for all this activity? Do you think it's sort of the sons and daughters of the World War II generation are getting older now?
It's a lot of things, and unfortunately, the World War I and II generations are gone. Yeah. And you know what, Ed? We got to go because we only got 30 seconds left.
All right.
But what I'll do is I'll finish that statement
in the next segment.
In our
Power
Packed Hour number 2. Thanks for a call, Ed. We'll talk to you later.
Ed. God
okay,
bless
guys, Ed opens up a line quick. What's the number?
866-870-5752.
All right. You're listening to Gunslingers right here on
the Gunslingers Syndicated Radio Network.
And we're going to sleepwalk right on out of here.
Yes, sir.
Richie!
You ever heard Brian Setzer do this? Mm-hmm. Oh, man. He is so good.
So good. I mean, and it's a thing. It's like there's a time difference of how clean the sound is, and when he does it, it's just like so crisp, and it brings a whole nother like fucking piece of art to it. Go hit that real fast.
Well, guys, it's just us. Jimmy ran off to the potty. What's new? You wouldn't believe my day. Went shooting in the morning and then got back and I picked up 2 tail light lenses for my 51 Merc. Tail light lenses. Piece of cake, right? So I get in there, got the lenses. There's 4 nuts that you got to take off. So, yeah. And get this, it's a 51 Merc. The nuts are 11 millimeter. Obviously, somebody's changed them. Okay, but there's these 2 little stupid brackets with studs coming through them. So I undo all 4 nuts, pull the whole thing out of the socket. Okay, now there's 3 Phillips screwdriver screws. Boom, boom, boom. Take those out. Then that comes out. Now all I've got in my hand left is this backing plate and the lens. Well, lens comes right off. Inside the lens, what's holding it into place are 2 brackets that hold it into place with screws coming in from behind. So now keep in mind, again, this is a 1951. These things probably haven't been touched since 1951. So I got 3 of the 4 out and one of them snaps. Boom, done, gone. Okay, great. So now just pull the old lens off. It's so stuck on there. So, I get a screwdriver and I'm working it around. Finally, it pops off, except that it leaves a chunk behind one of these brackets. It took me 20 minutes to get all of that. And it's plastic. It's not glass. It's plastic. So I'm chipping away at it. Finally, I get it out. There's just gobs of rust. Clean all that out. Get it. Now you reverse engineer it, right? You just put it back together. So I put the lens on. It don't fit inside the cup because the lens edges are that thick and the old one is that thick. So I have to get around with pliers and all the way around, ease it, get it in there. Oh, crap, I forgot about those stupid bars. So take it back off. Well, now the bars are so bent from me getting it off the first time, they're gone. So I'm trying to figure out what can I do? I got it wedged into that cup. Fuck it. Super glue. All the way around. Got it back in. Got it all put back together. I'm telling my story about what my tail lights. Got it all put back in. I had to cut wires to get the cup out because the bulb would not come out of the socket. So I had to cut wires, retype those up. Got it all. And I thought, okay, you know what? I know what I'm doing now. I've done it. This one's going to be easy. I go to the next one. Well, the top nuts are gone and the bracket is gone. So there's only 2 at the bottom. Okay, well, take those off. Oh, you know what? This one isn't nearly as rusty. So I'm working away. I'm cruising along. Somebody has changed this one.
Surprise!
And they didn't like the system apparently either. So they used about 4 pounds of, I don't know what the hell, and glommed all the way around and stuffed it in there. So, of course, I have to clean all of this, like gasket sealer stuff out. I get it all out. This one is almost twice as thick around the edges. I did everything I could, tried opening it, everything. Finally, I took it to a grinding wheel and just ground around. Finally got it. What I figured would be 20 minutes, half hour tops. 4 hours.
4 hours. That's a quarter. More. I mean, an actual day is like a
well,
quarter of your day.
I started this at like noon because I was going to do this. Then I was going to go ride one of my horses. Then I was going to go do my 5 miles. I didn't do any of that shit. But I got them 2 damn things back in. So, and to add insult to injury, just as I'm finishing, I sat down on the bumper. It's loose.
Of course.
It almost came off. Oh, Christ almighty. So now tomorrow, guess what I'll be doing?
Surprise.
I'll be retightening nuts and bolts on a bumper on a 51 Merc.
Screw loose. No thanks.
Yeah. Backyard mechanicking.
Hey, you know what? Like you have free time to do it, so congratulations.
Sometimes it's fun when you got the tools and you got the time and you got and you're not in a hurry or a rush. It's fun to like when I replaced that gas tank. That was a pain in the balls too, but that's just Chinese parts and nothing fits the way it's supposed to
ever.
No. Yeah. Ask anybody that works on old cars. These new parts suck. Brand new distributors don't work. Brand new alternators don't do nothing.
Read the latest headlines on our website, am870theanswer.com.
There must be lights burning brighter somewhere. Got to be birds flying higher in the sky, more blue. If I can dream of a better land where all my brothers walk hand in hand, tell me why, why can't my dream come true? Welcome back, everybody. A little inspirational Elvis right
Come on, what a way to start our second power
packed hour. I tell you what, right there and then.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, this is a live show and we do take calls. Jimmy, what is that number?
You're going to want to call in for this second hour at 866-870-5752.
All right, one more time just for fun.
Oh, that's going to be 866-870-5752.
Give us a call. Okay, so I went shooting to this morning, went up to West End, saw, some folks that I know, and my old buddy Daniel up there with his crazy ZZ Top beard.
Careful with that thing.
Yeah, he would light that damn thing on fire, I tell you. Went shooting, went on one of the back ranges, had a blast, no pun intended, with a Benelli M4.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is set up for IPSC type shooting.
Yes, sir.
So it's got the, there's no pistol grip. It's a straight stock. So it can have the 8-round tubular mag. It's got a little longer than, the 20-inch barrel, and it's compensated at the end. Me and the missus went out, and I brought one of my can popper target because what this is, it's a little target, and when you shoot the top box, it goes down and it kicks up. It can either be like a soda can or a bottle of water.
Pop her up.
Yeah, we were using clay birds, and popping them up, and we do this in cowboy shooting once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see this, and she always had a trouble with it. So I said today, okay, you know what, we'll get this, and with the Benelli, I mean, it's so.
Yes.
With cowboy guns, you got things going on, but with this one, it's just
take your time,
pull the trigger. So first time, no. Second time, no. And so I said, okay, here's what you do: you aim, pull the trigger, go right up, wait, because what's going to happen? That bird's going to come up and it's going to stop before it goes down.
Stall a little bit up there.
When it stops, that's when you pull the trigger. You're not that far away from it, so it'll get there pretty quick.
When things are on the move, it's a little harder.
And sure enough, she pulled the trigger, went up, waited, there it is, pulled the trigger, boom, and dusted it. Just, powdered that little clay bird. And I think she did 3 or 4 in a row right after that, and she was all happy. And you want to try? It's like, I already know how to do it.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I don't want to do it because most of the time when I see these, it's with a cowboy gun. So I've got, 2 triggers and 2 barrels and a couple of hammers I got to deal with, and I don't want to get out of practice with those. So I said, you know what? Let's. I did it once or twice, and we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, you don't need to start working yourself in a different direction. Right?
But I tell you that. But Benelli M4 Super 90. If you don't have one, get one.
Come on.
They are so cool.
And that's one thing. Whenever we were in the shop and one would casually stroll in, it was never there long.
No, because usually the idiot behind the counter bought it. I don't know. I got like 6. What's the one? The M3. I think this is the. It's a pump or is it and? I don't know. It's a semi-automatic or a pump.
Yes.
And I had one for years and years and years, and my friend Craig told me he just absolutely had to have one. So I thought, I don't need that thing. So I sold it to Craig, and he came in. Of course, he came from Big Bear, so he had to come down twice to do paperwork and everything. And he took it up, and he's happy as a clam. And I think we have one in the April auction.
Oh boy! Well, I mean,
I don't know.
How was Craig anyway?
He's doing well. He's doing well. He's it's great for me because Craig only lives 10 minutes from my place.
You can check up on
so
the cat.
yeah, every once in a while we got cameras all over that place. We get lots of video of animals. We get bobcats and tons of coyotes, and every once in a while we saw some baby bear running
cub,
through. We don't have a fence on our backyard because we don't actually. It's not really our backyard, but it's an entire mountain.
You share the mountainside with all your neighbors.
Yeah, so we had some little itty bitty bears run through there a couple of weeks ago. That was really cool. Somebody, Weedy, I think, asked me if I'd seen the new bald eagle babies that are up there.
I saw the videos.
Yeah, they're pretty protected. Nobody gets near those guys, but you do see mom and dad mostly when you're out on the lake. So which is May 1st. Lake opens up it's right around the corner.
Dang, that's right then.
Yeah, so it's a lot of fun and. I don't know. Scott, my buddy Scott, has been bugging me about buying my boat. So I don't know.
What? Wait. So this is just. Well, you're selling your boat, but what are you going to get instead of
another boat? Well, here's the thing, guys. Okay, originally, I think 20 or 25 foot is the largest you can have on that lake in Big Bear. Yeah. So the first thing I did was bought a 30-footer. Dope. Oops. Yeah, and I pulled it in, and luckily for me, they didn't bother to measure, so we just kind of snuck it out on the lake, and I got it into one of the marinas, and nobody said a word. And,
nope.
And so and we had it was the SS Ship. SHIP face,
old ship face.
Yeah, and so I had that one for a while, and then speaking of Craig made interest, and I said, well, I kind of want to get a newer one anyway. So we showed him that one, and then I bought the SS. Forget about it.
Oh, very, very.
And it's a 20-footer, and this is cool, 20-footer. The family comes up, everything's cool, But it turns out the only people that ever go on it is me, Kathy, and Jeffrey.
Yeah.
So what do I need a 20-footer for? Now, they make these, I think they're 15 or 16-footers, and they're bitching.
Oh, man.
And they got them on sale at, the big one off of the 15 there. Yeah. That
place.
Yeah, that place. Mm-hmm. And I'm just thinking, if Scott bought this one, it would almost completely cover the price of that one because it's less boat, so it's less money.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking,
maybe there's a trade.
So
somewhere.
yeah, the SS Forget About It might be heading to Montana, and then I'll be down in a 15-footer.
Well, good luck to Scotty with it.
Hey, let's get to Lowell in Belmont, California. Lowell, what can we do for you, sir?
Lowell.
Hi there. Definitely. Thanks for taking my call. It's a first-time listener. I've heard the promotions. I've been wanting to tune into your show for quite a while. I just want to say I'm here in California, and I'm very grateful for you guys for
thank you.
Just being on the airwaves out here, promoting, just safe gun ownership and just
exactly
just everything about, gun ownership and what it means for regular law-abiding citizens. One thing I failed to mention to your screener, I would like to ask you guys if do you have any thoughts or kind of any hope for us here in the great state of California of some of these laws that are coming through on like assault weapon bans or magazine capacity bans? Is there kind of any light at the end of the tunnel for maybe, in your opinion?
I believe there is, yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Kind of coming through and getting us back on a regular kind of across the board as citizens of America.
Yep.
Being compared to other states here.
Yeah, we're kind of like the kids at the kids table at Thanksgiving. We only get the scraps, and we don't get the main course.
Yeah, exactly. The handgun roster. We don't get to buy as many pistols as
you have
other states.
Neutered magazines, the roster. You have all
low
these
capacity magazines instead of standard, and all of these are just sitting and waiting for the Supreme Court to pick them up because they've already been tried. And California is such a mess, and of course we have to deal with the Ninth Circus of Appeals. So everything has already been en banked, and 11 course meals, and 7 judge cheese, and all the stupid crap-o-lame that we have to go through. And so after
it's hard to follow.
After it goes through all the dances here, then it goes to the Supremes, and hopefully they'll pick it up. And once they do, I think that they're going to say, we've already got the Braun decision that says it goes back to the people, and shall not be infringed is basically name of the game, and you guys are infringing left, right, and center. And I think a lot of this stuff was going to go away, but it's going to take time, and we just got to keep being vigilant, keep making phone calls, and keep voting.
Yeah, that's the big thing, folks.
Definitely. And just one other comment on the tariffs from one of the earlier callers. I instantly went to Daniel Defense. Just buy Daniel Defense. American made.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's. I really appreciate you guys, and thank you for being on the airwaves.
Thank you, Lowell.
Thank you, listen.
Take care now.
Thanks for joining us.
And thanks for the call. What a great call.
That was great. I love hearing new callers and new listeners. That's always wonderful.
And that opens up a line.
866-870-5752.
All right. We're going to skip out with Neil Young. You're listening to Gunslingers right here on
the Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network.
Come a little closer.
12th. That's gunslingerauctions.com. Again, everybody with me, gunslingerauctions.com.
Almost cut my hair. Bow, wow, wow. Happened just the other day. Welcome back, everybody.
Yeah.
Gunslingers right here on
The Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network.
Threw a little Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
Come on.
Almost cut my hair. What a great song. A lot of good stuff we still haven't even touched, but we'll get there.
We'll get there. Come on. We're rolling.
All right, welcome back, folks. And again, this is a live show.
So you go ahead.
So if you got questions about guns, you got questions about paperwork, you got questions about auctions, you got questions about, hey, you know, somebody's gone and you have a collection and you don't know what to do with it, give us a call. What's that number, Jimmy?
You're going to want to call in at 866-870-5752. Once again, 866-870-5752.
Yeah, what happens usually here is we don't get a bunch of calls for a while, and then apparently the booze starts kicking in. And then all of a sudden, everybody floods us when we're like 5 minutes before it's time to go.
It's like, might as well get 15 calls in 3 minutes. Let's do this.
And we kind of have to zip through the calls.
Yeah, so if you have a lengthy question or a comment or need to say something, call in now. Don't wait till the end because we want to get you on air. Let's go.
Let's get to Mark in Woodland Hills. There you go. Mark, how are you?
Good evening, the shock troops of the Second Amendment.
Good evening, Mark. Good to hear from you. How you doing?
Not too bad. I had bifurcated questions here. One pertains to my in-law, who I just heard you talking about checking up on the DOJ, and he was my in-law who got caught with some pot. I guess it was like more than an allowable amount or whatever back in the 80s. I tried to pull him up, and I did pull it up. I guess it's really at oag.cal.gov. I guess that's the Office of Attorney General or whatever. And I'm going to run him through. I don't know if it's going to ask for his Social Security number or whatever, because I don't have that. I'm privy to his name, of course. I'll have him look that up, but I think it's under the criminal history information when I pulled it up. Is that correct?
Yeah, I believe so. I think
okay, I'll sit down with him and we'll go through it together.
No, absolutely.
My question for myself, self-serving here, is I want a Walther. I like them a lot, but the only thing I see here on the roster of approved Walthers, I thought it was 45 also, but all I see is a bunch of 22 long rifles.
Yeah, the Walther P22, I believe, is the only gun right now that they have on the roster.
Yeah.
And again, for those of you that don't know, the California back in 2000 passed this stupid law called the California Gun Roster. It's supposed to stop us from having Saturday night specials, but what it is, it's a backdoor way of deleting us from having new firearms, because any handgun to be sold in the state of California, manufacturer must submit 3 guns of each color, type, and barrel length, pay an extortion fee to the Department of Justice, then it goes on the list. If it's on the list, you can buy it and sell it in California, and if it's not, you can. So
I should think that the Walther in the 22 would be even more concealable than what I was looking for, which is a 380. Or I'm not really into the 9. I like the 380 because of the smaller package for that kind of mission. And a 45s are okay, but I prefer the 1911 Navy or something like that I've owned previously. But so I'm stuck with a 22 and a Walther.
No. What you'll have to do is you'll have to find one used or on consignment.
Yeah.
We've got we actually have at least one PPK or PPKS in my auction next Saturday.
Splendid.
Yeah, go to gunslingerauctions.com and then click on the bid now button, then go to the search bar and put PPKS in there, and it'll run, however many we have in there, it'll show you.
Yeah, there's a double action 380, a PPK in there. We have a few of them on here.
Yeah, there you go.
Is it more likely 380 than 9? Or?
Well, PPKs are always going to be 380. It'll say 9mm Kurs on it, but Kurs means short in German, so it's
I realize that.
Yeah, so it is a 380, and that's what it is.
And they got a 32 on there too.
Yeah,
so
PP.
you have a little choice of what you like.
I'll pass on the 32.
Hey, you know what? Hey, just putting it out there if anyone else is looking for it.
But we do have a couple of PPKSs or PPKs in there, and I'm sure you'll be able to get one for a good deal. All right?
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, gentlemen. You answered my question. God bless you guys. Take care.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for the call.
Bye-bye. See, we get the nicest phone calls. You know why? Because we're all armed.
See, what we used to say is an armed society
is a polite society.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. I can tell you, being so many gun shows that I've done over the years, because I used to be a staple, especially at the Pomona show before Zev Yaroslavsky killed it. And man, people were just the sweetest, nicest could be. No, never a problem, never an issue. And if somebody acted up, it got put down really fast.
When people don't have to live in fear, they're a lot more open to show kindness and a little more gratitude throughout their day, because they don't have to sit there and be feeling like they have to be armed for every interaction in their life.
The Pomona show was so cool in its day. A lot of famous people used to go there. I ran into Judge Ito. Remember him?
Yeah, Judge Lance Ito.
Yeah, ran into him there. A particular man that used to play basketball here, the 7'2" phenom. I won't mention his name, but we all know who we're talking about. With the Mr. Skyhook himself, used to be a fairly regular guy and just very polite, very nice man. He'd come by my table and he'd look at stuff, and if he liked something, he'd ask, and if he didn't, he'd just walk on
by.
You could see him everywhere.
He'd keep walking on by.
Yeah,
you could see him into the horizon.
Of course, Magnum PI used to be a fairly regular there. I met him there several times. Lots of interesting folks. It was such a cool show. If you've ever been to the Pomona Fairgrounds, it was every building.
Come on.
Every building. You couldn't do this. It was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you couldn't see everything in those 3
And these
days.
aren't just regular buildings. These are hangars.
Yeah. Especially Building 4. It's double the size. That's where I was always at. It was the building to be in. And it was always so crazy full. All right, let's get to Mark out in Phoenix. Mark, what can we do for you, sir?
Hey, how's it going, sir?
Good.
Great show. Just found it like a music choice, too. It's a switch from country for a gun show.
Hey, welcome then. Thanks for joining us.
Well, I am a musician, so I got a little different taste, but go ahead.
Awesome. Yeah, it takes me back. All my handguns are automatics and carry a Ruger 380 normally. But I was thinking about, interested in the snub nose, a 38 revolver.
Short barreled, yeah.
For carry, hammerless. And just from a reliability and such, I was wondering what recommendations you'd have for that as far as brands and quality. And
hands down, easy one. You ready? The Kimber KS6. This is a fantastic firearm. It's stainless, so you don't have to worry about it getting rusty. I have one on my CCW, and I walk 5 miles a day, and you get pretty sweaty. And it's always with me. I load 38s in it. I don't put 357s, but you can do 38 plus Ps, which is packs plenty of punch and no problems at all. So I absolutely love that gun.
Pretty good. We get a little hot out here.
You know what? Yeah, I keep mine in a belly band around my stomach, and like I said, I'm out exercising. Never have a problem.
And it's great. It's a great balance, and the actual fit of it, the slender look to it. It's very, very nice to feel against the body.
That was 8, is in the number 8.
No, it's a K, like a King Sam 6.
KS6.
KS6, made by Kimber.
Okay.
So it's Kimber 2. So
you're running around 400 or 500, or
no, they're a little expensive. They're around $1,000, but worth every penny.
What do you have? What can you recommend that's maybe 400 to 500?
It go down to the Smith & Wesson. What is it? Model 442.
Popular, super popular. It comes in a lot of great barrel lengths.
Yeah, also comes in a stainless. Yeah, also comes in a stainless. It comes only in 38, and it's a 5-shot, so you lose a shot because the Kimber, it does have 6. But it's a very lightweight gun.
How many shots do you need from a few feet away if you have to? Unfortunately, do that.
You never know.
Yeah,
you just never know.
All right, so that's hammerless as well.
That is there's a hammered and a hammerless. I can't remember which one's which, but it might be a 440 and a 442. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm not in the retail side of things too much these days. But
all right, well, I'll check out your auction as well and other things. Great show.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you much.
Okay,
thanks for joining us,
and thanks for the call. Take care now. Bye bye.
The 440 is, and actually the 442 is the hammerless.
Oh, okay. And then what's the hammer one? That's a I can't think what day.
90. No.
Like I said, guys, I'm doing auctions pretty much these days. I rarely get down to my retail store, which suits my son just fine.
The 460,
460, okay.
460V as well. Yeah, so yeah, there we go.
Yeah, and I think
that's in Magnum. So
there you go. And the Bodyguard is another good one. That's a blue gun. It's not a stainless, but it does come with the little Crimson Trace laser. So that's kind of a nice little.
When you get that added on right there, like stock, pretty much, that's a great thing to have ready and prepared.
Well, and like we were talking last week, I realize that the Kimber's a little bit more money, but it's going to last you your whole life. What's a couple of $100 more over a lifetime for something that's never going to let you down?
We always say these are investments, and the more you put into your investment, the more you're going to get out of it.
And Jimmy, at the top of the hour, I was going to continue with man, I hate getting old.
We were going to continue to speak on
You know what CRS stands for?
Well, if anyone knows, in the comments.
Can't remember stuff.
Yes, but if anyone remembers what we were talking about before,
let us know. I'm sure somebody on
throw something up and
web will do it.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and jump right back into there. The 642 number was also another one.
That's it, 642. All right.
Yeah, man. I mean, we're coming up on the back half of our second hour now.
I know. And guys, what's the number, Jim?
You guys are going to want to call in. Remember that. 866-870-5752. That's a real easy number. It's 866-870-KRLA.
That's it. And 870, just like the shotgun.
Come on.
All right. You're listening to Gunslingers right here on
the Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network.
And we'll be back right after this. Didn't somebody mention this song?
Yeah.
I know. Shine.
Hey there, Janet Grant here. Join us at the AM 870 Conservative Conference Saturday, May 3rd, Doubletree Hotel in Ontario.
We have so much to talk about, like our brand new Trump economy, voter integrity, California governor's race, crime, and more, including guest speaker Riley Gaines talking about Title IX. Under the proposed rule, women's sports aren't just for women. They're for anyone who simply says they are a woman, regardless of what any regulations might say. Unsafe, unfair, and discriminatory practices towards women must stop.
Mr. Enigma, hammerless is great for a pocket carry. Absolutely. Can't say always recommended for pocket carry.
Well, that KS6 comes hammered and hammerless. And
that, I mean,
it's got the best two-stage trigger ever. You can get it right to there, and it doesn't go bang, and then it's just like a single action, just boom. And when I qualify with it every 2 years, every time I do, the guy that is standing behind me goes, "Can I see that?"
Easy.
It's like, you sure can.
Spring is sprung and Rescue Roofing is calling
Rescue roofing. I don't miss not roofing.
I don't miss being on a roof.
Yeah. I always used to swear if you can't do anything else in life, that's when you become a roofer.
Mm-hmm.
It's the guys that used to show up on my jobs. Oh,
last ditch, right?
What rock did somebody kick over for you to come out? Holy cow!
Whose parole officer let you off?
Right. So how long you been out now? 12, 15 minutes? Right out of prison, right onto the job.
Uh-huh. Get on that roof already. When you can't dig a ditch,
yeah,
send them on the roof.
They're doing a morning answer commercial on our show.
Mm-hmm.
TheAnswer.com.
Not tonight.
That's way under too high for me. Welcome back, everybody, to Gunslingers right here on
the Gunslingers Syndicated Radio Network.
All right. You know what? Let's just jump right back into the phones.
Jump.
Let's get to Ed in Riverside. Ed, how are you?
Pretty well, thank you. How about you?
Well, you know me, I bitch, but nobody listens.
Hey.
What's going on?
Well, it's been a beautiful couple of days.
Hadn't it?
This weather just is perfect. Yeah, I wanted to mention to the gentleman, the first-time caller who called and was wondering about the future for Second Amendment in California, he ought to join the California Rifle and Pistol Association.
Absolutely.
I did it for 1 year. I looked, I read their magazine. I saw what all they had to offer. The next year, I got a life membership.
Yep.
There you go.
And there's no better organization, especially for us here in the People's Republic of Occupied California.
Couldn't agree more.
So that is what I would recommend.
Yep.
And if you're if you want a gun question, the gentleman who called asking for the $400 range, small hammerless. There's a couple of others who play in that range, Ruger and Charter Arms. What's your opinion of those two?
Ruger, you can't beat a Ruger.
No,
but
Charter.
Charter Arms, they are a solid firearm. We do sell them. Wouldn't be my first pick, but if on a budget, I wouldn't have any problem with it at all.
Economically speaking, they are price corrected.
Yeah, the Ruger though, in the $400 range, I think the one that's what do they call it? The PRC. I can't think of it. Again, I'm not in the retail much these days, but
it's an SP 101.
The SP 101 is a small 357, but that thing's in the 600s. That's an expensive little firearm.
Okay.
The P90, perhaps.
No, P90 is a semi-auto.
Oh yeah, we're looking at
it's kind of like a polymer revolver with no hammer, and the barrel is steel lined and. Oh, what is it? It's a something 38. What is it?
LCR.
That's it. The LCR series.
Yes.
Yeah. So you know what? They're a good solid gun. They're in that price range, but they bark because it's so lightweight and small. So they are going to have some recoil issue.
Yeah, and they can play. They handle that plus P and everything. And coming out of such a light firearm.
some people okay, some people not so much. So.
You got big, strong hands. Maybe that's good for you.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
All right.
The Kimber that was your first choice. I know they make that in I think a 2-inch barrel.
Mm-hmm.
And they make some longer barrels too. I think they go up to 4. I don't think they go to 6 yet.
No, but they do make. I have a 4 also.
How easily concealable is the 4-inch barrel in the Kimber?
It's not nearly like the 2-inch, but it's still fairly decent. It will kind of measure out to be a thinner version of like a Glock 19.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be in that area. If you are doing something other than maybe on the hip, like maybe a small of your back kind of holster, or under the armpit kind of holster, I think you'd be okay with it. But on the hip, it's going to stick out a mite. Just because of the fact that it's got the 4-inch barrel and it's got a little larger butt on it than. Did I just say that? Butt. Anyway, so.
Well, thank you.
Oh.
And I just want to say, keep making America gunslingers again.
Amen. Thank you so much.
Take care, Ed. Thanks for the call.
Thanks, Ed.
All right, thank
Bye-bye.
you.
How you bet?
Hey, Mr. Enigma over on Rumble, because everyone online, you remember, we're looking at your comments and questions there. Brought up Taurus.
Taurus Model 85 is again
for the price. They're well priced for a fairly decent tool.
If this is what you can do, then absolutely, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Taurus of today is not Taurus of 20 years ago. There was a time then you kind of didn't really want to deal with Taurus, but not today. There's Taurus USA. They're down in Florida, and that's where if anything goes wrong, that's where your stuff goes, and they stand behind all their stuff.
Yep.
And I would recommend, believe it or not, once upon a time, Smith & Wesson hand-built everything. And then they went to the CNC machining, and all their old machines
all went
to Taurus.
Yes, sir.
So there's that. You're getting an old Smith & Wesson machine-made firearm.
Yeah, and I mean specs and all, not just the machines. They were pretty much cloning exactly what they were producing before.
Yeah, so they got that. So they got that going for them. Yeah, buddy. Which is nice. Let's get to Robert in Sherman Oaks. How are you, Robert?
Evening, Robert.
I'm good. Sorry, second phone call. I have questions.
Yeah,
hey, come on, keep on going.
It happens. So, Jeff, you say you're on your CCM. You carry a Kimber 3G7 SK6.
KS6.
KS6, 2-inch barrel.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm looking for. Is actually applied with LAPD because my first one is the SIG 365, and I wanted the second one.
That'd be a great one.
Heck yeah.
I'm Riverside County. I believe allows you 6, so you can pretty much any kind of outfit you want to wear.
Dress accordingly.
And I think I have 4 on mine.
Can I carry a Benelli?
Benelli M4? I think that'd be a little hard to conceal. I'm pretty sure they want you in handguns.
Also, you guys were talking about the Remington statues. They're incredible. I actually just acquired one last week, the Brucky Bronco number 33 of 100 after Remington.
I know the statue, yeah.
I always wanted one and got one for my buddy's estate sale. So
very cool.
If you're ever looking for more of them, we always have them in.
No, you know what? Always wanted one.
Yeah.
Got one. And by the way, I was looking at your catalog, number 265A, Colt Government 911 with box and instructions.
Yeah.
1923. Wow.
I know. This is we get some cool stuff.
I'm going to have to disinherit my kids.
I completely understand. So.
And also something I found very interesting is the Ruger Security 6. From the 80s, we called it the boat anchor. My buddy and I, back when we were able to have FFLs in L.A., we bought that at the Modesto police auction.
Yeah.
Totally hated that gun. I'm like, well, that thing has value. That thing has that's cool stuff.
Funny enough, the Security 6 has ever since it's been discontinued has made a roaring comeback for popularity.
Yes, absolutely.
And they get really good money for them. Yeah.
I think we paid it. I don't know if I'm sure you've been up there. It was like that room in Modesto, the police auctions, and they had a zip cord of a zip tie of guns, and they threw that in there. And of course, you had that piece of junk, 25 stainless, whatever, and
Ravens
Ruger,
Jennings. Yeah,
we've always called it the boat anchor, and then I'm like, well, wait a minute, this has some traction on
yeah,
it.
oh yeah. Just about everything that Ruger discontinues for some reason. Remember the red label over/under shotguns? They were always $800 to $1,000. Ruger discontinued them. Now they're double that.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, and
it's absolutely amazing.
Yep.
That my buddy and I are going through our collections. And I'm like, oh, remember this? Oh, this is a piece of junk, or this or that. Well, no, it's no longer. It's
not anymore.
No.
Except for I think it was called the Raven 25.
Oh yeah.
Stop bringing in your Raven.
Yes. Yeah, please don't bring those to Gunslinger auctions. Yeah.
Hey, Jeff, can you sell that for me?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, really quick. We're at one of my auctions, and we had just a ton of antique stuff, and it's all going for high dollar, and very few people are capable of bidding on it. And for some reason, that we had a bag full of lighters. And they were all gun-shaped lighters. There was like 20 of them. And we estimated valued this like $10 to $20. And, all right, here we go. We got $10, got 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 75, 85, 95, 105, 1 quarter, 1 half, 175, $200 on these stupid, are you people out of your mind?
Bag of lighters.
None of them worked, but people were bored.
Yeah.
And that stupid bag of lighters went for like $250.
Yeah.
And it wasn't worth 10.
No, it wasn't worth the bag it came in.
And then it just got into a pissing contest, and it's just funny how
all you need is
works.
2 people.
That's it.
Yeah, that's what makes an auction, baby.
But we had almost half the auction.
If you guys are saying that, I have a shoebox full of Zippo lighters.
There you go. Hey, Zippos have some value, believe it or don't.
No, they do.
Yeah.
I've been collecting them for 30 years.
No,
one thing about the auction, no one wants to feel like a loser. So you know what? There's a fight anytime you jump in.
Absolutely. All right, hey Robert.
You know what? Honestly, you guys, seriously, you guys are so great, and I'm so glad I met you. I met you, Jimmy, at the last auction. I really love your auctions. I watch your show religiously. I tell all my friends and shoot them off to you guys. I'm like, you got to watch these guys.
And we appreciate that the most.
And I call in, I'm like, oh, I had second question, so it's okay.
No, we.
And then there's some CCW I'm applying for. There's some questions that I will ask once I get. They call me in for my interview.
Okay.
Have you ever had an incident with a firearms question? That's kind of one of those weird things.
Yeah, well, I've been through the ringer in the old days when I first got. I've had mine. Next year will be 20 years. Yep. And
wow,
not one single incident
with a firearm. Yeah, I had someone break into my house and I discharged a firearm.
Mm-hmm.
Is that considered incident? Yes.
Yeah. Well, but that wouldn't be a concealed weapons incident. That would just be somebody broke into your house and you're trying to protect yourself. So
you weren't out and about in the
public. And then another one was an accidental discharge.
Well, that's not good.
Those are the specific questions.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know exactly.
One of them, on the old form, one of them was, have you ever done anything that you weren't caught for? And you know me, so what did I put? What do you mean, like that Kennedy thing? And they actually stopped my whole procession for that. That's a true story.
Stop it.
They made me come in and explain.
Throw yourself under the bus. Why don't
guys, it's a joke. I mean, who's going to answer that question anyway?
No, but this is like kind of the question that they're at. I mean, I see on the application, incident with a firearm.
Yeah, whatever you do, don't joke around like I did, because
no. I think the best thing is to be honest.
Yeah,
if I get it, I get it. I don't, I don't.
Yeah. All right, Robert, we got to go. Thanks for the call.
Thanks, Robert. Thanks again for listening.
Thanks. Take care.
We'll see you then. Yes, sir.
Little Indian Summer right there. I love this song. All right. Hey, guys, you're listening to Gunslingers right here on
the Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network.
And we're almost done.
Come on, last segment, folks.
Yeah, give us a call quick.
866-870-5752. Come on.
And we'll be back right after this.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Jeff
I got yelled at about eating ice on
the mic. Crunch, crunch, crunch.
It's crushed ice. I can't help myself. It's one of my foibles. I just can't not eat crushed ice.
Reloading supplies, laser sights, and all the extras you need. If you have a gun collection.
Blah, blah, blah. Oh. Guys, got to listen to these commercials next week. We changed them up some. Somebody's helping me.
Hey, you never know who you'll hear on the radio. That was a lot of fun, though.
Scott heard him. He said he loved him.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Instagram's new, but we are getting an influx of people.
Auctions.com.
Well, East Coast girls are hip. I really dig those styles they wear. And the Southern girls with the way they talk, they knock me out when I'm out there. The Midwest farmers' daughters really make you feel alright. And the Northern girls with the way they kiss, they keep their boyfriends warm at night.
Welcome back, everybody, to Gunslinger.
Yeah, baby. Welcome to our last segment. Come on.
And, of course, here he is, our good friend Brent from L.A. Brent, how are you?
Shalom, you wad-cutting, clip-loading, snub-nosed, Cat Stevens singing gunslinger.
Carice and shalom, my good friend. Love to hear from you.
That is a mouthful. What's going on, Brent?
Yeah, let Richard from the airport try that
one. Doubtful.
And Kiefer the Tillerman made Cat Stevens a 1970 music sensation.
Yep.
But converting to Islam made him a complete moron.
Yeah, the worst decision a man has ever made.
Such a bummer. Such a bummer.
And yeah,
Harold and Maude, of course, the little ditty with Jimmy and I were doing, that's Trouble from the Harold and Maude movie, which is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh, my goodness. And yeah.
And I was told, do not play that song. So, of course, we did it.
Of course. We used to sing that in the pizza shop all the time. That was good times.
Anyway, what's going on, Brent?
Well, I wanted to say rest in peace to Val Kilmer, and a.k.a. Iceman and Top Gun.
Yeah.
Doc Holliday in Tombstone, and Batman and Bruce Wayne in Batman Forever.
Sure.
And we'll miss you.
Yeah.
And Val Kilmer, I think, had an amazing theatrical range and was sort of underrated.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And how he was not nominated for something for Tombstone is mind-boggling.
It escapes me.
That came out not long after Clint Eastwood cleaned everybody's clock with Unforgiven, which was a Western, but apparently it wasn't good enough for him to be chewing up the scenery and just killing on Tombstone. But anyway.
Yeah, that's true. And you say you're going to be selling original Remington bronze sculptures?
We've got, a guy called me. He's coming down from Palm Springs, says he has about 20 of them. So.
Oh, please sell them only to bona fide patriots. Those sculptures are American holy relics.
Couldn't agree more.
Perhaps, with that?
I said, couldn't agree more.
And perhaps you can offer them first to Trump, or Elon Musk.
They can call me anytime I want. One of the Trump clan is actually on our mailing list. I won't say which one, but we do send a flyer to one of them.
Yeah, we don't want them getting lost in the wrong places.
No. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. All right, hey, Brent, believe it or not, our phones are still lighting up. So thanks for the call. We'll talk to you soon.
Your friend Brent. God bless
see you later.
Take care. Okay, quick, let's jump to Joan in Sherman Oaks. What can we do for you?
Evening. How you doing?
Joan, you there?
Hello.
Okay. Well, maybe.
Can you hear me?
Oh, there you are.
What can we do for you?
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
No.
I accidentally had it on mute. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. What can we do for you?
You're here now.
All right. So I have a gun question. For people who had their gun rights taken away temporarily. So, for example, people who had a domestic violence dispute, or people who went to a psych ward, how do they get their gun rights back after the time period is up and they're eligible again?
Well, I would highly recommend you. First thing you need to do is talk to an attorney, because, like I always say, I'm not a lawyer and I don't even play one on TV.
Nope.
So, for actual legal questions like that, you really need to talk to an attorney. I would recommend either Bruce Kolodny out in the Riverside area or Chuck Michelle in Long Beach. He's who I would probably call first, since you're in Sherman Oaks. Give them a call and they'll walk you through the whole thing. Okay.
Okay. What was the name of the last one?
Chuck, it's Michelle, Michel, I believe. But it's Michelle and Associates, and they are in Long Beach. Okay?
All right. Thanks.
Of course, you bet. Take care now. Okay, let's jump over to Oscar in Canyon Country. What can we do for you?
Evening, Oscar.
Hey guys. The thing with Val Kilmer, what a lot of people didn't know, I was watching that documentary he did, and apparently his father had bought the Roy Rogers house out in Chatsworth, and they moved into it.
Hey, I did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. That's interesting.
And the funny thing is, I had classmates that grew up around that neighborhood, and they never mentioned that the house was like just up the street from them, like a block up. And I ended up going over there last year and deliver material because they had to get some work done on the house. But from my understanding is the current owner is trying to get back a lot of the stuff that was originally in the house and trying to like rebuild it back to the way it was originally when they owned the house.
Good on them. I know that Roy, for a long time, lived out in Lucerne on the Double R Bar Ranch. Of course, Double R being Roy Rogers. They had the Roy Rogers. It's hard to say. Roy Rogers Museum out there for many, many years. Then they moved it to Branson, and it didn't make it there, so they just they put a lot of stuff up for auction. Trigger and I think Bullet went to RFD TV. And I know a lot of his saddles, the high-end saddles, they went all over the place. But they sold all kinds of stuff. Roy was real big into stuffing things. He stuffed Trigger and Bullet the dog, and they had just a bunch of stuff. But it's all to the wind now.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, and apparently the current owner still keeps in touch with one of the daughters of Roy Rogers, and little by little he's trying to bring back some of the stuff. I was hearing some that he had the fireplace in the house had like Jay Silverheel and different old Western actors like autographed like the fireplace and stuff.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, very cool. Well, keep us what's going on with abreast of what's going on, and we'll talk to you later.
Not a problem.
Thank you,
Talk
sir.
to you guys soon.
Bye-bye. Okay, last call for the night. Charles in Oakland. What can we do for you, sir?
Yes, I came in late. You guys you mentioned Taurus out in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
I have a Taurus PT-22 from the year 2000 with rosewood grips. I forgot about it. Does not fire right now. I was wondering if you thought it was worth the expense of sending it out for repairs. Or should I just get rid of it?
This is the one that looks like a Beretta, correct? But it's in 22?
Correct.
Yeah. They're not a bad firearm.
No.
I would call down to Taurus and see if they can see if they can fix it for you. And if they can, send it. And if they can't, I would imagine what's it not doing?
Yeah. It will not fire. Once you pull back on the slide, it will not shoot 22 out there.
Okay. So it could be a couple of things. It could be your mainspring's gone soft, or it could be that your firing pin is broken, which on a 22
is going to happen.
Yeah, is pretty common because of the way the gun is set up.
And now that it's 25 years old now.
Yeah, so it could have gotten brittle and it could have broken, and that could be a pretty quick and easy fix. Have you taken it to any local gunsmiths?
Not yet.
Okay. I don't know anybody in Oakland. I would start there. Go find yourself a good size, if there's still anything left in Oakland, a good size gun store, and go in and ask if there's any gunsmiths or if they know a good gunsmith, and start there before you send it all the way to Florida. I would try somebody local.
Yeah, start local.
Yeah, you may
always
find
recommend
somebody that can go, oh yeah, this is no problem, or they've run into it before, and they can pop it in, whatever it is. A mainspring's not going to be much, and a firing pin. Probably nobody going to have one in stock, but can be remade, so they can make a new one for you. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Good luck.
Thanks so much.
Let us know what happens with it. All right.
Shall do.
Thank you. Thank you. Take care now. Oh.
Wow.
We always get that mad rush at the end. I
Oh,
tell you.
yeah.
So,
They stack them right there. Come on.
yeah. All right. Ryan, how much time we got left?
A little over 2.
Okay, we can vamp for a few minutes.
Yeah.
But again, guys, don't forget, it's next Saturday at the Highway 39 Event Center.
Yes, sir.
On State College, is it Boulevard or something? It's kind of a little tiny side street off of the great big State College Boulevard.
But it's at the end of the street. Once you turn down, you'll see it right in front of you. And if
Can't
you
miss it.
Yeah, and if you go on to gunslingerauctions.com, we have directions, we have the address, we have everything there. You can see pictures of it and links to the actual event center. Go on, because we want you there live.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a lot of fun. And again, if you decide that now you want to bid, you could go right on to our website and do sealed bids with us. And let me explain what a sealed bid is. You say, okay, on lot 80, I'll go up to $750. If it starts at $250, all right, here we go. We got 250, got 275. That'll be you. 275. Anybody 300? Anybody 333? Yes, no, we got to go 275 now. 3. Anybody 3? Anybody 3? Sold 275. We don't start it at your high bid.
No.
It just like how eBay works. You put in a high bid and it goes up to you. Now, if somebody
Up to your
bids,
ceiling.
if somebody bids 3, now you're 3 1/4. Now they're 3 1/2. Now you're 375. It stops there. Whatever.
Yes, sir.
We don't run you up. So it's a real easy way to bid.
Whoa,
Oh,
whoa.
hell's bells, we're out of time.
Look at that. Music on the
Want to thank all you guys for listening. Don't forget to tell your friends. This show wouldn't be here if it wasn't for
Best
you guys.
audience in the world, folks.
I tell you what. Don't forget to smile. Just a little curve sets a lot of things straight. Want to say thanks to Leon. We'll
Love
see you guys later.
Thank
and don't forget,
you.
Leon will be here on Father's Day.
God bless you guys. Good night.
Goodbye, 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 goodbye.
Happy trails to you till we meet again.
This program was sponsored by the Gunslinger Shops.
AM